Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of The Collector's Edge. As always, Michael's here.
Hey everyone.
And of course, you have myself, Brandon. Alright. Well, as you might have guessed from the pouch sitting on the table, we're going to be talking about a Holt Bladeworks model. But before we do that, figured we'd each show what we have in the pocket for today. For myself, it's going to be the TRM Shadow in Thai. This one's in 20 CV, and this happens to be one of the special, I think they made 500 of them or so of the Erie hollow grind on this guy. So pretty fun little blade. Has its own quirks, but we can get into that at another time. How about yourself, Michael? What you carrying today?
The knife I have today, this is actually like one of the true users I've got in my collection. This is a Rockstead of mine. I bought this on the secondary, and as you can see, she's uh she's pretty beat up.
What do you think you're?
The blade looks pretty good nowadays. And speaking of that, the only reason why the blade looks good is because of a member of our knife community named Scott Gunn. If you guys ever need some sharpening done, or like you need a blade restored, this is your guy. You want to contact him. He, if you need his information, feel free to message me in the comments. Um, oh, speaking of things in the comments, please like and subscribe.
Yes.
Also, I guess we got to remember to start throwing that in there.
Yeah.
But I wish I could show you guys how bad this blade looked when I got it. It had pit marks, it had rust, and Scott kind of did a miracle job on it. It looks damn close to the way that Rockstead would have, if I'd sent it off to them, what they would have done with it. Hell, it might be equally as good. But as you can see, the the handle itself is, still kind of beat up, but that also allows me to not mind carrying it at all.
Right.
It's also one of, if not the only knife I have that has a lanyard. It came with it, and for whatever reason, I was like, I think I can live with it because I'm not really a lanyard guy, but I don't hate it on this one. So that's been in my pocket today.
Yeah, I'm not generally a lanyard guy either, but if the knife comes with one, I'll usually leave it. Alright, back to knives. As said, we're looking at a Holt Bladeworks model today. It's actually their latest model to be released. If I'm not mistaken, the first ones were sold at Blade Show 2025 earlier this year, and at the same time the first pre-order was opened, and that's where this one comes from. Of course, we're talking about the Holt Outlaw. Not only is the Outlaw Holt's latest model to be released, it's also their biggest model to date. Let's pop this guy open. You can see this guy's sporting an almost 4-inch blade, if I'm not mistaken. Let's throw it up against comparable models such as the Morpheus, which in a lot of ways the Outlaws is just a bigger Morpheus. You can see it is a little more apparent because I have them both in a feather pattern. Let's also, why don't we throw in a Spectre, which comes in right between these two. Also in a feather pattern. I'll let you guys try to guess my favorite pattern. So when I ordered this guy, as I mentioned, I got it on pre-order from Blade Show 2025. You were able to pick a lot of options other than the blade steel, which this guy's coming in an M390. You got to choose quite the bit of options, such as a blade finish. As you saw, we got a near mirror on this guy. But some of the other options, there were two others, a reflective stonewash and a satin stonewash. I believe the reflective, as I guess it sounds, is a little bit more reflective. But then you got to choose, like, if you wanted the Holt logo etched on the blade or engraved. like you would see on this Spectre, and actually they don't do it that way anymore. They do it like this, as you see on this newer Morpheus. So you got to choose whether you wanted that or not, and you also got to choose whether or not you wanted these collars. I got them in zirconium. Some of the other options that were available were, of course, not having them at all. You could get them in black Timascus, copper, crystal titanium, Timascus, and titanium outside, as well as, of course, the zirconium. Not only did you get to pick the material of the collars, you also got to pick whether they were anodized or not, and got to pick your color. Of course, you got to pick the milling on the handles. I, of course, got the feather. Some of the other options that were available were bent starburst, blizzard, checkered, pinstripe, quill, and ridgeback. And if I'm not lazy, maybe I'll throw up some pictures on screen now. No? Okay. I guess I got lazy. You also got to pick whether you got anodization on the handles as well as on the hardware. When pre-ordering these, it was a $200 deposit when placing the order, and then the full price of them varied whether or not you got the collars. With no collars, it was $925, but if you got collars, it was $1,075, which certainly isn't cheap, but is pretty much in line with what you'd expect to pay for a Holt. One thing Holt states about the Outlaw is that it being a bigger knife, that collars help with balancing out the weight of the scales, so that they do recommend them, but ultimately it comes down to personal preference. And getting into our thoughts on the blade, overall, I'd say it's a pretty fantastic knife. There's not much to complain about. It's got a pretty neutral grip. Nothing poking you in the hands, such as the pocket clip. Nothing that sticks out as crazy. It's just, hey, it's a knife, but it's a beautiful one at that. I really enjoy the milling on this guy, especially with just how deep that milling is and the feel of it in hand. And speaking of the feel, I don't know what it is about it, maybe just being a bigger, larger knife and the heft of it or something, but something about it makes it feel a little bit more higher quality than, say, the Morpheus or especially even the Spectre. I don't know what it is about it, maybe just being a larger, heftier knife, but it does feel really good in the hand. A few nitpicks I guess I could say about it would be that it would be kind of cool to get a hollow grind on the blade here. Perhaps we'll see that in the future. As mentioned, this is a relatively new knife with a few pre-orders going through. I believe they just got through doing the second one, and I was seeing a few of them pop up on random retailers. The only other nitpick I could think of, and I'm really nitpicking here, as this knife is fantastic, but the other thing I could potentially think of is the pocket clip. It's not necessarily the function of it. It functions beautifully, easy in and out of the pocket. But I guess I do like knives, and this is kind of a personal preference, is that when they do match the milling on the clip to the scales, I really do enjoy that. I guess an example of that might be, say, the Brown Mini FSD. So I do enjoy when it has that matching pattern between the clip and scale. But not everyone has to do it, but I do personally like that. And again, I'm really reaching here for things to say negatively against this guy because it's such a fantastic knife. Curious what your thoughts about clips matching the scales, Michael?
I absolutely love it. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
you
a
with me on
big
that one?
fan of when yeah.
Yeah.
That actually, I mean, it doesn't kill a knife for me if the clip doesn't match like that, but man, that when it does, it just like I don't know, it's like it's just like it goes from an A to a A plus plus.
Right, agreed.
Uh, so I will say, not that they'll be watching this, but if at any point in time Holt ever does watch this video, Lord God, please do the Widow and the Dragon Scale in the Outlaw, because that would be incredible. I think they would sell like hotcakes. Maybe one day.
Star swipe. One thing I wanted to mention was what came with the knife after I got it after the pre-order. So of course we got the knife. As you saw from the beginning of the video, we got this Holt pouch which I do really like how they do that. And in a big red envelope, I got a bunch of, I'm just going to dump this out, stickers and swag. And of course, the Slayco card, I believe is how you say it. Slinko card. This is what they put the COA on. If you didn't know, scan it with your phone and all the details come up.
I love that.
Oh, yeah, same.
I absolutely love that. Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. There's advantages to having a regular paper COA, but a shit ton of disadvantages too. So like,
Right.
I love that they do that. Hopefully, the technology won't ever become like like go the way of the DVD,
Yeah, right.
and because then we'll all be screwed. But overall, I love that they do that.
Yeah, so do I. I really like that as well. Especially all the stickers, though I have a habit of collecting a lot of stickers and never actually using
Hey,
them.
you know what you should do?
What's that?
If you ever sell that to somebody, you should keep all those stickers and then overcharge them for it.
I like your thinking. I think I'll do that.
Yeah, that message goes to a particular jackass in our community.
If you're watching, you know who you are.
Yeah, you know who you fuck you are.
All right.
Anyway, back to knives.
Yeah, right. So, yeah, final thoughts are if you like the overall design, but just don't care for some of the features of the milling or the colors, that can be changed. So, I'd say if you like the looks of her, give her a shot. It's a great knife. Well, with that, Michael, do you want to wrap us up?
Once again, please like and subscribe. We are trying to turn this into something that hopefully will be fun for everybody. Also, if anyone does actually listen to this, we would love it if you would put stuff in the comments of like stuff you'd like to see videos on. Um, so far, we've only been doing like, aside from the intro one, we've only been doing like unboxings and talking about knives, like a specific knife. But we're gonna do a lot more like discussion based and not so much focused on like a single knife or a single model. Um, but we're trying to build somewhat of a community first before we start the discussions because a big part of this for us is that you guys are going to be part of it. We want to hear your input. We want like getting different knife guys' opinions on stuff that we kind of talk about privately all the time. Um, so I just think it's a really cool way to kind of see how we all like see things differently, or maybe see it all the same. Who
Yep.
knows?
Yep.
But yeah. So please like and subscribe. Tell your friends. Tell your mama. Tell your dog. Tell your cat. All right. Have a great one, everyone.
Take care, guys.